Empress again. So I'm just getting these messages out because the divine is speaking with me about it. Divine feminine, divine masculine. There's something here about maybe individuals judging you based off your clothes, how you carry yourself, what you appear to have or not have. I heard, what are those? Like those shoes. Something about shoes could be significant. Just, yeah, it's something about the dating pool, quote unquote. Unfortunately, due to a lot of pollution, right, as above, so below, we're reflections of nature. Due to a lot of pollution, for example, there's a lot of pollution in the waters in certain areas of this, of the world. Not all of it, but certain areas of the world. Whether in the air, the water, the land, right? Water is feminine energy. The land, the earth is feminine energy. Air, masculine. Heat, masculine. So you know how you really have to be careful where you go to fish nowadays. You really have to be careful. There's more steps you need to take to ensure that the fish doesn't have any parasites or any pollutants, any worms. Well, that's a parasite, but yeah, right? So this is reflective of, unfortunately, our options in society. I heard somebody say the illusion of options. Seven of Cups energy, okay? There could be a divine masculine or a divine feminine. There was some type of imbalance in their feminine energy, their feminine masculine energy, right? So you have balancing of the scales, right? So there's someone who is more grounded between the two. Any other one who experienced some type of imbalances, right? Within their masculine and feminine energy. So whoever that person is, whether that's the divine feminine or the divine masculine, right? It's something about the illusion of options and individuals around them who are hyper focused, hyper attentive. They put a lot of emphasis on physicalities, worldly things, materialism, okay? They judge people based off what they have, what they wear, that kind of thing. But they lack insight, they lack wisdom. It's something about them trying to invert or convert this divine masculine or divine feminine to see as they see, which is through a lens of blindness, through veils, through distractions, through a lack of wisdom, a lack of understanding, a lack of intuition and discernment. Okay? People who have gifts that are either dormant or being utilized in an adverse manner, in an evil manner. Okay? These could be people who are temptress in regards to they may use their beauty, their physicalities, their materials, their wealth to seduce in a low vibration, to simply serve, the pleasures that they seek, but they lack substance or substance. Yeah. Someone could have been persuaded by individuals who were judging you based off what you wear, what you drive, how you wear your hair, the lack of what you wear. For those feminines who are more natural, maybe you don't do the lashes, you don't do the weave, you don't need to do all of the above, or you don't have to go above and beyond to feel secure within yourself, to feel beautiful, like you can approach the day, approach the public, approach the world. You don't feel like you have to resort to those things in order to feel brave and courageous enough to face the world or to feel acceptable of yourself. You don't feel like you have to do that. Even sometimes, you just don't really care to do that. And you guys, very factually, and it's probably a made up word, are very beautiful by not even, by doing a little. Like a little goes a long way with your type of beauty. And it's a beauty that's enhanced by the divine because you understand that you need to appreciate how God created you. You need to obey God by obeying how He created you. So it's one thing to adorn the body. It's one thing to add a little, just little small little things that enhance your traits or whatever you already have. Like a little lip wear, whether that be lip balm, lip gloss, lipstick, lip stain. Okay, so a little lip wear. For some of you guys, that's all. That's all it really takes. Having your eyebrows look nice. Sometimes when your eyebrows are just grown how they grown, you're still very beautiful. They're nicely shaped. But it's something about you just being fresh-faced, and not only fresh-faced by the lack of modification, but you being a refreshing face to see by those of the opposite sex. And whether people want to admit it or not, there's this energy of preconception that people make, especially masculines make. Even if they may find the makeup to be pretty, for those masculines that love their feminines, whether they wear makeup or not, that's because they've seen them just as much without it. They've gotten to see their authentic beauty. And it's more so like, hey, if that's what you want to do, I love you, so, that's fine, Your true self, your true identity, I find to be beautiful. But that means they had to experience it. They had to experience that authentic beauty, a chance to see, and experience that real authentic beauty without the modifications. I'm hearing, I think it could be by Kendrick. I don't know, but I know the one that I'm hearing is a remake by Andre. I love the way you put it on your eyes. Your lips are, no. I love the way you put it on your eyes. Light up the sky. Your lips are colorful all of the time. Girl, that's fine, but do you mind? No makeup tonight. I know she about to ask me how it look. I tell her beautiful and how long it took for you to put it on. It was early in the morning. She resembled the model out of the MacBook. Concentrating on the way I line begins. I don't remember all the words, but it's a really nice little jam to listen to. But yeah, it's basically this conversation between this guy and this girl, these people who are dating. And the guy is like, I mean, yeah, I like it because he cares about her feelings. He cares not to hurt her feelings. But he prefers her without it. Or like a less is more type of approach to beauty. So that's the thing. What people hold as priorities and values that doesn't resonate with the divine is causing them to miss out on gifts from the divine. So people who are literally gift wrapped and packaged and created and designed by God to be a blessing, to, really check all those marks, to really, be that husband material, be that wifey material, be that best friend, to be that business partner, or like my teacher says, creative partner, to be those genuine, authentic souls, to fill in those quote unquote positions, those honorable positions in life, to share life with. These people are missing out because of vanity. Vanity. And there's another word that what is that other word? It's not coming to me. It's not idolatry, but that's another reason. Vanity, idolatry. And there's another word. Maybe I'll think of it later. But yeah, people are trying to justify logic as to why they are vain, as to why they are shallow. And because there's no truth in what they're actually saying, they're just trying to use certain words and verbiage, that are used in educationally formed statements. They're trying to borrow terms and things that they've heard, from someone else, and form a narrative, a statement that sounds like there's some type of wisdom, some type of knowledge, some type of truth to it, but they end up talking in circles. They end up becoming defensive. They end up attacking the person whom they're conversing with, possibly, or about. They end up showing their ugly head, so to speak, because it's coming from a place of deception, So, yeah, like I said, there could have been somebody who allowed themselves to be um, swayed or persuaded by very shallow, vain, materialistic individuals um, who they feel a sense of worth. They feel high value based off their brands, based off what they wear, based off what they have. And God don't give a damn about none of that. So what Spirit was bringing to my attention was the story of Adam and Eve and the nakedness, this nakedness in the garden type of thing. And of course, after how things have been now. This is not saying that we need to return to nudity. That is not what this is. But we have to be wise and be mindful of evils and the dangers and why that is not safe to do, okay? However, yeah, so yeah, how even though, you know, whether some people believe in that story or not, because I've been channeling Genesis a lot. I've been hearing things in regards to back to the basics or back to the beginning, in the beginning, in the beginning, in the beginning, right? But Garden of Eden, they were blessed to be in one of the best gardens of all time that we know about, that we've heard about, you know, which that is considered abundance. Divine abundance is not just monetary, right? It's about being sustainable and sufficient. So they were blessed to receive this just because, you know, God loved them to do that, loved them enough to do that and to provide. That's why this earth is able to produce. That's why our bodies are so complex, right? Your pelvic girdle, your hip bones, your coxal bones literally is the shape of a butterfly. You understand? Butterflies are associated with transformation. Caterpillar turned butterfly. Butterflies are associated with creativity and birth as well. Death and rebirth. Like a woman in her menstrual cycle, shedding the endometrium. I know this is like a lot, but God is, we're wonderfully and fearfully made, wonderfully and fearfully made, okay? And what's so fearful about it, you know, God created it, God designed it. And what most of us in flesh are able to see is the flesh, is the body, is the bones, is the muscles, right? We're not really able to fully see what God has created in the unseen, beyond the organs, beyond the cells, beyond the fascia and the bodily liquids and the brain and the tissues. We're not, if we're not tapped in, right? If we're not tapped in with God, to be tapped in with our gifts fully, we don't, you know, things are mystery to us. Things are mysterious. It's a mystery to us. You don't know who that person is across the room. You may see their body, you may see their clothes, you may see their scars, you may see, you know, all these things that are, you know, that you can see that are tangible. But you don't know who that person is on the inside and in the flesh. Not in the flesh, but in the spirit, you know, in the mental. You don't know who that person is. So that's where fear comes from, and wonder. You can only but wonder. Wonder the powers that be. And we're reflective of nature, so the same thing entails. So you have your knowledge seekers and you have your pleasure seekers. There's people who take pleasure in gaining knowledge, rightful knowledge. My people die due to lack of knowledge. There's those who take pleasure in seeking knowledge and wisdom and obtaining wisdom, so to speak, utilizing their discernment, increasing their discernment, seeing the wonders of God, being witness of the wonders of God. It's like a feeling of no other. It's a feeling that no human can give you, literally. And then you have those who make it their, highest priority to seek knowledge of pleasure, how they can please themselves only. Please themselves. But there's a lack of substance, there's a lack of discernment, there's a lack of good judgment as it pertains to those pleasures. All pleasurable things are not meant for you to indulge in. All pleasurable things are not good for you, are not healthy for you, are not conducive to your autonomy, your development, your ascension. It's not. Your growth is not. So it's not that you're neglecting one or the other, right? It kind of goes hand in hand, but it's about the intent. It's about the spirit. It's about who's guiding you, what's leading you, what's guiding you. Is it the spirit of the divine, the spirit of God, or is it the spirit of demonic energy? You have people who consume alcohol because they're seeking pleasure. Sometimes pleasure may show up as escaping things that maybe you don't need to escape. Maybe something you need to address. Maybe you feel too high strung. Maybe you feel like your energy is off. You feel giddy. You feel nervous. You feel stressed. Whatever. Okay, a knowledge seeker will understand that there's other things healthy for you to do to not only bring yourself back to balance and homeostasis, but to also receive guidance on how to approach whatever the problem is with the solution. Whether that is going into meditation, going for a walk, exercising, eating healthier, fasting, praying, yoga, reading, seeking knowledge and guidance, whether through the content, the quality of content that you look into, the quality of conversations that you're having with others, using your discernment of who to have these conversations with, whom to seek advice and counsel from, right? And then thus gaining pleasure, when you receive, rightful or sound wisdom and sound knowledge after your seeking of knowledge. Not you just solely being a pleasure seeker and then having to gain knowledge of, oh, you retrieve some type of illness from seeking pleasure. You retrieve some type of bad karma. You've learned of some type of harsh truth that could have been avoided if you weren't just solely pleasure seeking. But yeah, that's what I'm getting, you guys. So seek the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you that are sound, that are healthy for you, that will fulfill you until you are overflowing, that will satisfy your hunger. Okay? Not things that lack nutritional value. It's empty, just empty things that you're consuming. Guard your hearing, your seeing, your speaking, and your heart. That donut may give you pleasure to your senses, to your palate, but it has no nutritional value. And if anything, it could lead to worse off things, health wise. There are some people who like to use the excuse, or they're young, I'm young, and I have time. Do you? Do you? Do you have time? Do you know who these people are that you're connecting with? Do you know who your family is? Do you know who your parents are? Do you know who your partner are, your friends? Do you know who these people are that you're associating with, that you're connecting with, that you're creating soul ties with? Do you know who these people are, regardless of age? Do you know what these people are, committed to, praying to, being led by, being guided by? Do you know if these people are jeopardizing your lifespan based off what they're into, whether they dabble in black magic, whether they're making oaths and deals with the devil that may cost you your life, sacrificing you? Like, do you really know when your life can end? How long will that be an excuse? You're young. Technically, a lot of us are young compared to how long people used to live more often. The normal used to be up to 160, 100. Like, literally, people are dying under the age of 100. You're considered young to an infinite God. Throughout history, throughout existence, you can die at any age. And there can be so many reasons as to why you die at any age, whether that be lifestyle, whether that be hexes, curses, sacrifice, you know, people flat out murdering others, selling your souls, lack of knowledge, pleasure seeking, just, oh, it's just for a good time that ends in death. Sometimes you may have control over your life as far as suicide, or control over somebody's life as far as somebody who will take their life. But do you really have control over life and death? You have control over your lifestyle, your choices, your decisions. Absolutely. But do you really have a choice over life and death? Whether you will be granted more life or be granted death. It doesn't matter how great your physique is, how much you work out. It doesn't matter. How do you treat people? What is your connection with the divine? Do you respect God? Are you obedient to the divine? Are you obedient to divine energy itself? Or are you an enemy of God? Are you an enemy of divinity? Those who are doing their best, or those who are embodying divine energies, are you respective of those energies? Are you righting wrongs? Or like, how are you conducting yourself? when you study and observe people, are you studying to see how you can take advantage? Are you studying to see how you can gain some type of pleasure out of the situation for your own selfish needs at the expense of someone else? What are you using your studying abilities, your eyes, your ears, your senses? What are you using them for? And do you really believe that there won't be penalties, there won't be consequences, you won't be scolded, you won't be corrected or attempted to be corrected for your better good, for your highest good? There's sometimes you have to let that child do something that you already told them not to do so they'll understand not to do it anymore. So how often do you need your free will to lead you into sinful behaviors or sinful temptations that you already have some level of awareness that, hey, I probably shouldn't do that. Hey, this whole idea of, well, I'm young and by the time I get I'll just do this. Who knows if you'll get there to be able to do that? That's a very entitled statement to make. I don't care how majority or how many people are making these type of statements. People are still losing their children every day, regardless of age. Anywhere from 1 years old, 0 years old to 25, people are still losing their children. Be a truth seeker. That's your best bet. Seek those who are in truth, who are of the truth, who tell you the truth, who are bold and love you enough to tell you the truth. Because when you love somebody truly, unconditionally, you will be honest with them. You will tell them the truth, period. Not tell them lies because you're more concerned about securing and protecting your pride and you looking vulnerable and you being seen as weak. No, it's better for you to be honest and tell the truth instead of trying to prove a point, because there will be consequences if you hurt somebody, because you just want to protect your pride, what you look like to others, your image. There will be consequences, and you can't tell God when to make you go through it or not. You don't have that authority to tell God when to convict you, to tell God when to judge you, how to judge you, how long to judge you, or to end you. You don't have the authority to tell God to do none of that. On how God will judge, you don't have that authority. I don't care what power illusions you feel you may have by how you treat people, how you coerce people, humans, people. You don't have that power and that authority with the Most High. You just don't, and you never will. Does God bless you with a sense of style, with creativity to have a sense of style? Absolutely. Does He tell you to take that creativity and that sense of style to treat people like they're beneath you, to mistreat people, to judge people based off how they carry themselves, what they're wearing, what they care about, or what they hold as highest priority? You don't know how beautiful that person is inside. You don't know how wise, how knowledgeable, how intuitive, how gifted that person is in their mind, in their souls. You don't know that. This person could look absolutely more better and outdress you when it comes to their inner man, while your inner man is looking malnourished, weak, fragile, anorexic, sickly, dumb, ignorant. So who are you to judge somebody based off their clothes or their quote unquote sense of style when you're probably shallow as hell on the inside? And that's what God sees. That's what it means to be naked before God. God is not simply looking at only, oh, how well your hair is, how well your skin is, how where your clothes are and how you put them together, how you color coordinate, how you pattern coordinate. God is not solely looking at that. A lot of basic people solely look at that and cast their judgments or decide how they're going to guide themselves in their lives and what they desire based off that. And, that's not the wisest approach. But you live and you learn, right? Some people just choose not to learn. Some people are too arrogant and caught up in trying to protect, instead of just be vulnerable and just admit their wrongs and move accordingly and be brave and courageous enough to do a new thing, to be transformed, to become a new thing, to become a butterfly. Some people feel more comfortable being in that cocoon or being a caterpillar, requiring many, many legs. It don't matter how many legs a centipede, a caterpillar has, they will never move as quickly as a motherfucking butterfly with wings. And the thing about that butterfly with those wings, that butterfly flies gracefully and still covers distance and beautiful while doing it. Opposed to a caterpillar that gets easily overlooked, or, oh, you come across a caterpillar, you look at it for a little while. Oh, look at his little legs. Oh, look at it. Oh, look at the colors and the stripes. And, oh, cool. And you know what some people end up doing? Unfortunately, some people step on them caterpillars. Don't let you be in the wrong environment. Some people step on them. Some people kill them. Some critters eat them. People look at it, you focus on it for a little while, then you walk away. You're not gonna be quick to want a caterpillar to crawl on. You're gonna flick that motherfucker off. Oh, cool. Some people are into it, but not for long. Opposed to a butterfly, people are wishing and praying for a butterfly to land on them. People want that butterfly to land on them as much as possible. They want to hurry up and get a picture. They want to get a picture with that butterfly landing on them. They stop what they're doing to look at that butterfly, to pay attention to its details, to see where it's going, until that butterfly leaves. But the reaction that you get, the reactions that butterflies get opposed to caterpillars or a cocoon is drastically different. And it's a reflection of ourselves and our evolution, our growth and our extension, our resurrection from our south nodes. Be malleable to be molded at any given time by the Most High, not by these people, not by humans, not by just anybody, but of those who have sound counsel that God reveals to you, that God aligns you with, guides you to, give you the ears to hear, the eyes to see these people, these books, these places, these things, these hobbies, these activities, these songs. But this is the Authentic Empress, and this is all I have for you guys, and I will see you on the next read.